Hi, my name is the Guilty Prince. You can call me Guilty. Today, we're going to be playing Diablo 4. I played mainly in the first season, so season 0, mainly as the rogue. Today I'm going to be playing as a necromancer. We're going to be starting on a hardcore character, going through the story, seeing how far we can go. We'll see how long the series will be, and we'll make more videos accordingly. If there's anything that you'd like to see or me to play as if I eventually die, do let me know and let's get started. I've never played the Necromancer, so I'm going to be going with them. I haven't done any real research, so we're just going to be messing around with that for a bit. Just going to randomize all, because why not? Perfect. I guess we'll just go with guilty, because that makes sense. Oh, you know what? I should probably change the story. We're going to confirm that, start the game. We're going to do this on the harder difficulty just to get that extra experience and gold drop.
Sanctuary was never meant for humankind. It was forged as a refuge from the war between the high heavens and the burning hells. Instead, it became a new battleground in this eternal conflict. A secretive group called the Haradrim has kept mortals safe. But now this once powerful order is a husk of what it was. And Sanctuary's ancient creators have returned to claim the hearts of humankind. This is the story of their downfall.
It's quite the long journey we have, huh? And off he goes. And that's a shame. No more fire left. You'd think I'd be more on guard in this cave, seeing as it's one of the few places of cover. Generally, that's where other things are going to chill around. Speak of the devil. A dream. Gotcha. Alright. Looks like we've gained control. Like I said, I did play a little bit in the first season. So that's why, well, right here there's a altar of Lilith, which is basically just a little statue that gives you buffs, minor buffs throughout the game to random stats. These stats will come up later. They give you fairly minor buffs that will end up being useful in the end game.
Another abandoned town. Demons everywhere. Fangs in the dark.
Ah! He bit me!
Careful! He's a wild one.
What's it to you?
Oswen, hush! I'm sorry, Wanderer. You've come at a difficult time. This madman just stumbled into town and started causing trouble.
Demons spilling from the ruins! Kill us all! Kill us all!
Ruins? What is he talking about?
Come, I'll explain.
To be fair, I'm not much better. I just randomly walked into this couple's household.
There is evil staring in the ruins to the north. That poor monk back there must have gone inside. Even a holy man like him was driven mad by whatever he saw.
Are you hurt?
Could you protect us from whatever is out there? We have nowhere else to turn.
Evil is gathering strength.
Could turn around and walk away.
I will bring it to heal.
Truly? Oh, thank you.
I love that he says that as a level 1 and then levels up.
I'm sorry, it's a bit cramped.
It's still better than a cave.
I have remedies if you're injured.
It's fairly amusing that it says to heal her, but it doesn't take any of the potions. But it is what it is. Actually. So we've got 4 different abilities. In the basic skills tree, this is main form of attack. We have Reap, which is just a Eternal Scythe that attacks in front of you, dealing a whopping 1 damage. Hitting them with Reap increases your damage reduction for 15 seconds. That could definitely be useful. Or we have Decompose in the Darkness trees, which tear the flesh from the enemy, dealing 4 damage, 4 times the amount of damage, which is nice. Forming a usable corpse with the flesh every 1 second. So that could go more into like the summoning builds. This is the blood stat, I suppose. Burst an enemy's blood, dealing 3 damage. Hemorrhage has a 20% chance to form a blood orb. And at the bottom, it's so kind to tell you that blood orbs heal you for 15% of your maximum life. Quite useful. And bone splinters. Fire 3 splinters of bone, dealing a whopping 1 damage again. Hopefully each one does 1 damage, not 33%. Each subsequent time an enemy is hit the same cast of blown splinter, you gain 1 essence. Essence is what you use to cast spells, which is generated generally by your basic attack. For now, seeing as we are in hardcore, I'm going to go with the damage reduction. And we'll leave the other points, because I unlocked those through the region. We'll leave that for a later time. It's a fairly large scythe considering. We have one of my legionnaires. He's putting in some great effort to help me kill the Arctic bears. Breaking and entering once again. Seems to be a common theme throughout this campaign. A room filled with nothing. Very nice. Later. One thing to make note of, when you level up, it seems you do a lot of damage within like a burst area. Oh, look at him. He's already chasing everything out here. We've already seen 2 different enemy factions. The Fallen, which is basically the demon class, and the skeleton warriors. Can't do anything with the bodies yet, it seems. Actually, psych, I lied. Okay. Seems I have a maximum of 4. I probably should have read that, huh? Well, I guess I couldn't have really looked at it. Heals them for 40% after the maximum summon, which is quite nice. If an enemy hit by Reap dies within 2 seconds, you gain a 30% attack speed increase for 4 seconds. Okay. Innate's Reap could be very nice. Instantly kills life at 5%. Doesn't work on bosses, which it makes sense. That'd be a little strong for that. leveling with the quickness, it seems. That's generally the case in the lower levels. And once you get up in the higher sectors, it does take quite a bit extra. Did a little loop-de-loop. These are healing wells. Pretty much what they'll do is when you click on them, they'll heal you to full and then reset your potions. So if, for example, you use all of your potions and you come across this, it'll bring it back up to full, which can be very nice. Generally, they're before boss fights or in the middle of dungeons. Some more of the demon race. They're basically like demon dogs. Shaman here, or this shaman, is fairly important to kill, because I don't know if you saw back there, but he resurrects the dead. He's quite annoying, especially once we get a little bit further in here and out of the campaign. This is a modifier enemy, which basically just gives them, or well, I guess they should be called an elite, but basically they just have a little modifier attached to them, making them do a specific ability. Like in that case, it was a little fireball symbol, because they do fire damage. Can get pretty gnarly in the later game, but it definitely spices things up, you could say. These skeleton boys are very handy. Look at that, another healing well. Fortunately, I haven't needed to use much healing, so I don't have to worry too much about that. Now since we have enough points, we can go down into the core skills area, which we have Blood Lance, Blood Surge, Blight, Sever, and Bone Spear. Since I've taken a Darkness, I think I'm going to try to stick with that. I don't know if that's the best move, but we're gonna see how that goes. Unleash Concentrated Blight that deals 5 damage and leaves behind a defiled area, dealing 19 damage over 6 seconds. So we have damage over time, which is very nice. Or we have Sever, which is a Spectre charges forward and attacks with a scythe for 15 damage and returns to you and attacks for 6. So basically a boomerang. I think we're going to go with Blight just because of the DOT. There is a refund mechanic. Right now it's free, which is quite handy, especially if you're just first starting out. As you can see, I have a little bit of gold for this season because I have played a couple other characters just messing around. It seems that this decapitated priest was used to draw symbols. to summon a bear. My skeleton boys are doing fairly decent damage for just being peons. Oh, and that's the damage over time effect right there. It's quite handy. Oh, he jumps around. Very nice. As you'll notice, towards the top, it says the Scarred Baron. There's 3 little triangles in the middle of his name, and that's where, if you damage him to that point, he'll actually drop potions for you during the boss fight, which can be quite handy when you're taking a little bit more damage than intended. Very nice. We got a purple scythe, a fiendish folio, and some treads. We did also get some pants, but I already have pants, so I don't need that. Summoning damage for 8.5%. Very nice. Well, I guess that's relative. But that also takes away our ability to use any secondaries, which, while unfortunate, could be good, maybe. And then we gotta upgrade those gloves, because there's no reason not to. Alright. It seems that it's asking me to interact with the rope to bring me upstairs. Very nice. I didn't have one of those. A nice brass helmet up here. Ripe for the taking. Back to the tavern.
You've returned.
Yes, I have. I've stolen a helmet.
Ruins are clear. Your town should be safe now.
Truly. Ha! By the light, you are heaven sent. Oh, I'm so sorry. We haven't any coin to offer. But we have hot stew, good company, and...
Stay for a pint.
Wash out the taste of the stew. We'd be honored if you'd join us.
To our savior.
You're way too excited for this to be happening. Oh. Alcohol poisoning? No. Sleep poison. Very nice. How could you? I gave you healing potions, even though it didn't consume it. Hey, this is Guilty with the end of episode 1. I hope you enjoyed and hang out for the rest of the series. If you do have any questions, concerns, pretty much anything at all, do let me know in the comments. And I hope you have a nice rest of your day.